So, one of the biggest questions that people often have is how easy is it to actually integrate AI into your own business? In fact, one of the biggest fears that people have and hesitations they have between integrating AI is the fact of, well, I'm not super techie. I don't know that much about AI. Like, how do I actually make sure that this can be implemented? So, what I actually recommend to most people is that you focus on what you're great at, your own unique service, your product, your offering, and the easiest way to take advantage and have an unfair edge over your competition is actually implement and hire what I call an AI consultant or an AI implementer. So why this is super important is because I want you to think about this predicament, which is oftentimes if we are spending all our time trying to build the software ourselves, trying to spend the hundreds of hours trying to learn AI and creating our own business, that's hundreds of hours that you could actually do making money and creating great results for your clients, right? What I've found is 90% of people did not get into the business world to become an AI expert. They became an expert at their own craft, whether that's, helping people make more money in their business, whether it's relationships and dating, whether it's health, whether it's consulting. They're an expert at their craft. So the worst thing that you can try to do is get scatterbrained with trying to learn AI and also do your expertise and specialty. So what I've been telling people is why not just hire an AI implementer or an AI consultant inside of your team? Now, why this is super important is not only are you saving time, but most importantly, they're the people who can do a couple things. They can get you the exact AI game plan and, most importantly, strategy that you can implement so that you can scale this properly. Number two, they can actually get you to a position where they can start building out the customized and personalized systems that your unique business needs, and they can actually just recommend and audit and tell you exactly what that is. And number three, most importantly, is they can continue to maintain and manage these exact systems so you can focus on doing what you do best, being a CEO, working on the business, delivering great results for your clients, right? When you actually have someone who can actually recommend and consult you in this integration of AI, it allows you to take advantage of this new wave and the new way of scaling and growing businesses without all the headaches, the stress, and the overwhelm that I see a lot of business owners are going through right now. Because let's be real, the newest chat GPT or the newest AI tool or the newest, cat generating picture thing is popping up every single week, every single month here in this world. And I'm telling you right now, the amount of hours that I personally spend just to go through that process is insane. So if you're spending all the time just trying to keep up with how fast this new trend and this new wave is going, I'm going to invite you to think that's actually just distracting you from keeping the main thing, right? And so when you actually combine these two worlds, right, your expertise in your business and the expertise of an AI consultant, that's where the magic happens and you become the top 1% in your own domain, in your own industry, in your own world, while still keeping that competitive edge and not losing focus in what you do. So here's the key. How do we actually then find an AI consultant or an implementer? So here's my biggest tip to this. Oftentimes, believe it or not, and this is kind of the obvious thing, but a lot of these people are actually younger than you, or they're going to be people who are generally around the Gen Z world. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are in their 30s and 40s who crush it in this space, but oftentimes the AI consultants are people in their 20s. I've even seen people who are 18 years old, 19 years old, who are building 100K per month, even 200K per month AI agencies. And they're not even like finished with college or school yet, right? Why is that? Well, the truth is this is usually the demographic, the younger generation of people who understand they have a ear to the ground, a nose to the ground of all the latest technologies. They're the ones that have the closest pulse on the trigger of what actually is working right now. Because what was working maybe in the beginning of 2024, back in January, there's probably a better AI or there's probably a more effective AI working now that you don't even know. So you don't even have the time to keep up with all these trends. In fact, man, I barely have the time to keep up with these trends and also run a business, right? And I have an AI powered business, mind you. So what I always recommend is step one, find the people who are posting content about this, who are already using AI inside of their own business. And this is primarily what they do. This is like their passion. This is like the core of their business. So that's step one. Step two, you want to do some due diligence, right? You want to do some research on these guys. So the biggest thing is I see a lot of people who think what they're buying or what they're investing in on is AI, but it's really just this nice copy and paste custom GPT, or most importantly, or even worse, software that is being marketed as AI, but is not actually an AI-driven asset. It's not actually an AI-driven tool. So how do you determine the difference between these two? Well, here's the thing. 90% of people, in my firm belief, are just marketing AI, meaning it's kind of like this Trojan horse. It looks like AI, the market is AI, but when you actually look at the technology, it's not actually artificial intelligence. It's not a tool or an asset that's actually compounding upon itself, that has a knowledge base, that is a self-learning mechanism, right? That happens oftentimes. And I've honestly fallen prey to that. So the 10% that actually matters is you need to understand when someone actually has an AI, for example, AI sales rep that learns on its own, that is a self-learning machine that actually understands how to integrate your knowledge base of your business with the AI tech. Like, how do I marry those two worlds together? These are the things that you need to have your really due diligence on, is like when you ask someone, maybe you're like talking to them and you're asking them questions like, hey, how is this AI actually learn? How do you actually improve upon it? Like, how are you actually creating this AI, right? If the extent and depth of their answer is really robust, right? They can actually walk you through how all these systems are integrated, how the AI learns by itself. Is there actually legitimate machine learning happening? Then that's actually a green flag. But if it's just as simple as like, when you look at the back end and there's actually no true integration, there's no actual real machine learning, and it's just really software with AI packaging, then it's probably not truly someone who understands AI. And that's the most important thing to understand. Now, here's the thing. I'm not the smartest guy in the world when it comes to AI. I know a lot about it because I've done my research. I surround myself with really smart people. In fact, my dev team and the technical people on my team, I give kudos and acknowledgement to them. They're the stars of the show. I learn from them, and we build out these great tools and systems together, right? They take my 7-figure sales mind, the knowledge base, right? And I take their amazing AI engineer brain. We bring that together, and that's where the magic happens. That's where the aha moment happened for me. Is you need both people, right? You need someone who's an expert at the craft, really the second brain, right? Who understands what's actually the craft at hand. For example, sales for me. I've spent 8+ years doing sales now. I've closed over 5.4 million in sales. I've managed 4 sales teams from six to 7 figures. That is like really the sales knowledge base that I build this AI from. But I also need the foundation. I need the roots. I need the code, right? Which is where the AI A players and engineers and the devs on my team come into play, and we marry those two worlds together, right? That's what you need to start creating in your business. You need someone who might have the technical aspect of things while you are the expert at your craft, and bring those two worlds together. That's the key and the magic that I've often found that I invite you to really have and start to implement if you want to grow a 7-figure plus business, maybe even 8-figure plus business powered by AI. So that's really it at the end of the day, why it's super important to have an AI consultant in your actual business, or at least an advisor kind of on the side, because you don't know what the potential of AI is. You're only limiting it from this lens of this old world of tech and software. Well, here's the truth. This is where tech and software live. The world of AI lives in this whole globe and this whole world beyond that. And that requires a new mindset. That requires a new perspective. That requires a new frame and paradigm to view this whole thing from. And most importantly, it requires new talent to help advise you through the journey as you grow. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, the consequences of what ends up happening from there is it just gets really complex. It gets really messy. You waste a lot of time. You waste a lot of money. You don't even know if you're building the right thing. And so all of that goes down the drain if you don't have the right help, the right talent in your corner, right? All the best athletes in the world had a coach. Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson, right? Stephen Curry had Steve Kerr. So it's really important that if we have the right coach or the right guidance or the right just support behind us as we're building, as we are the star of this, this business, you have the right supporting cast behind you to make sure you grow. So that being said, that's really the importance of having an AI consultant in your business. If you want to learn more about how to actually surround yourself with the right AI superstars, then join my actual school group where I teach people how to maximize AI sales systems, how to actually integrate that with the sales world, how to customize and personalize it to your own craft, your own unique offer, your own unique business. Join over 850 plus business owners inside of that free school group. The link is going to be down below. And most importantly, if you like this sort of content, give this a like, give this a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already followed me, because I'm going to be launching more and more videos on how to up level and become an AI powered business in this new coming year. So that being said, this is Larry Antaporta, Sales Sensei out. Sayonara.